Hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope you've had a great week, a week full of prosperous things, a week full of knowledge, a week full of gratitude, a week full of all the things that you've desired for this week. How about that? I'm happy that it's Thursday. I'm very happy that it's almost Friday. That makes it even better. And I'm happy to be here with you today. We talked, or I've been talking a lot about wisdom. It's been our word for the week. And you've probably kind of picked up on a theme that I have now. When I pick a word for the week, that's usually an indication of kind of the kinds of things that we'll be talking about for the week. And I felt the need to talk about wisdom because I feel that many of us don't give credit to something that can be absolutely monumental to us when we make our decisions. We frequently go to the most recent, the most popular resources to research our information. We'll rely on something perhaps that a good friend has told us. We'll rely on something that perhaps I don't know, someone has recommended to you. But I want us to focus more on who we're talking to and how we're getting the wisdom that we need to do the things that we want to do. Who are we talking to? Just like the topic said or the teaser said for this particular segment. Hey, who you been talking to? And has it produced the results that you really want them to produce? Growing up, my mom always used to tell me, be careful of who you friend and make sure that a true friend is indeed a true friend. And let's face it, over a lifetime, you learn things about people. And yeah, there's some people that you grow to trust, and then you realize, all right, they're really not deserving of my trust. There's some processes that you trust. There's things that you really give your heart to and you believe in, whether that be in your personal life, in your personal relationships, in your business relationships, in your client relation, in any type of relationship, you have to develop a certain amount of trust before you really focus in on being able to say, this is a confidant or this is somebody that I can really rely on. I know that many times we seek advice and we seek to gather wisdom, but we look for it in all the wrong places. And that's what I want to talk to us about today. Have you been seeking wisdom in the right places? What are you looking for when you're finding or you're searching for wise counsel? What is it that is really important to you when somebody is weighing in on a decision that you're making? What is it that you can really say substantiates something that is sound advice for you, something that you can really rely on, somebody, something? So, the first thing that I want us to understand when we're talking that we can get wisdom in a couple of different ways. We can get wisdom from research that has been done on a particular topic, for example, sound research that has been confirmed and established. We can get wisdom in that way, depending upon what it is that we're trying to go into. A lot of my wisdom, and I talked about this as well, comes from things that I learned growing up from the seniors in my life, from the people who I know desired for me to be successful and desired for me to do things and to go places, who felt that they had kind of gone through some things and had experienced some things that they knew that they could tell me about so that I wouldn't have to walk that exact same path. And if I walked that exact same path, I would have some tools, I would have some ammunition for the fight, so to speak. So, a lot of the wisdom that I gather has really come from the people that I sat up under as I grew up, the people who really deposited things into me, who had knowledge because they had gone through it, who were able to give me examples because they had lived it. That is what you call wisdom. And frequently, people are starting to depend, or people have been depending on wisdom that comes from sources that aren't firsthand, for example, or comes from sources that you really don't know what the motive is in providing you advice and the wisdom that you desire. So, what am I going to talk to you about tonight? I'm going to talk to you about some things that you really need to focus on when you're looking at trying to get some wisdom. All right. So, what's the first thing that I want to tell you about? Well, first off, you want to be sure that you understand when someone is affirming you, is it really a good advice? So, what do I mean by that? Everybody that tells you exactly what you want to hear, everybody that gives you an affirmation of some sort that they tell you that you need to rely on or depend on, doesn't always pan out to be the best affirmation for you. Why are they giving you that affirmation? Is it something they heard, or is it something that they really have proof on? You don't want somebody who is going to affirm you. That's really more of an affirmation that I'm talking about, rather than something that's going to affirm possibly the things that you can do, or the people that you are, or the person that you are, which are the types of affirmations that I talk about as well. But in this case, I'm really talking about, you don't want people who are going to affirm everything you do and not tell you the truth. You don't want yes people, because that's not sound wisdom for you. That is advice that is just going to help you to do what it is that you want to do. Let's just be real about it. And someone who is constantly affirming you and never has anything for correction, or never has advice that, or is not going to tell you when something is wrong, then that's the kind of affirmations that you don't always need. All right. Or that you don't need. All right. What else? You have to look at what's said and what's known. So, what is this person telling you? Are they telling you information that they've heard? Are they telling you nice cliches, that people have said over years? What's for you is for you, even though that is in many instances scripturally based. If you want to point it back to some scripture, what God has for you is indeed for you. However, you get the gist of what I'm saying. You don't want people who know the type of advice, or know the words of advice, all right, but don't necessarily know the feelings of what it is that they had to go through to be able to give you those words. So you want that advice to match up with little experience, is what I'm saying. You don't want somebody who's just going to be able to tell you what they've heard, but it gives more substance if they're able to tell you what they know. And that leads just to the next thing, the facts. Getting just the facts. That is sound wisdom. How do you get the facts? And I already talked about that a little bit. And going to some sources that have been proven. If you're trying to make a wise decision about something, research that topic. Make sure that the sources that you're relying upon are reliable sources, meaning they've been proven, they've been tested. People who you trust in and who have proven to be trustworthy have talked about the facts, all ways in which you can rely upon some facts that are truthful and are good for really pulling in some wisdom for you. Again, trustworthiness is incredibly important. Can you trust your source of wisdom? I don't care if it is someone that you've grown up with. I don't care if it's someone who gave you your first job. I don't care if it's someone who has been there for you over the years. I don't care if it's someone that you're in business with. You need to make sure that whomever you're dealing with, whomever is giving you the wisdom that you need, who has some wise counsel for you, all right? You have to make sure that that person giving you that wisdom that you're trying to sit up under, you have have to make sure that they're trustworthy, because you don't want the wisdom coming forth and it not being someone who has your best interest in heart, and someone that you can trust is truly giving you sound advice. What else? Are the motives right? That kind of falls back into that whole trustworthiness piece of it. Why is it that the person wants to give you this wisdom? Why is it that they want you to be able to rely upon information that they're giving to you? Do they really have your best in mind? Do they really want to be sure that they're saying things and doing things that are really going to help you to prosper, that are really going to help you to get to the resolutions that you need to have? So make sure, again, make sure those motives are right. What else? You have to realize that there is wisdom in your journey. This is nothing new that I'm saying to you right now. You truly do have some information that you can rely upon based on your past experiences. That is why it is so important to be able to plug back into the things that you've already gone through, the experiences that you've already had, the people that you've encountered, the situations that you've encountered, because there have been lessons in there. And those lessons have produced wisdom for you as well. Wisdom comes through living. And what's important about wisdom is realizing that it's there. You have to realize that there is something that you can tap back into. Don't dwell so much on it being negative. If it's something negative, realize that there was a lesson and there was something in there for you to learn. That is called wisdom. That is gaining some wisdom from your experiences and from the things that you have dealt with in your past. What else? Mistakes trump perfection any day. If you have someone that you are talking to, if you have someone that you're seeking wise counsel from, someone who you feel is providing that sage wisdom that you need, you may want to start to question things if all the wisdom and all the experiences that your source has never points back to having made any mistakes at all. Because truly, it's in the mistakes and the lessons therein of being able to overcome them and to get back up where the real wisdom is grown. So if someone is consistently telling you, well, I would do things this way, or perhaps I don't need, you wouldn't have to do it like this, or this is what you need to gain, or this is what you need to pull in, stop and question that experience. So tell me a little bit about where your experience came from. Did you ever have any hard times along the way? Did you make any mistakes along the way? A person who does not have any mistakes that they can point back to, any real lessons, any real hurdles that they had to go over, that really doesn't sound like a premise or a foundation for sound wisdom to be established in, if you get what I'm saying. So, those are the things that you need to focus on. And the last thing that I want to do is just, again, reinforce the fact that you have to be so careful in the resources that you use when you make decisions in your life. There are people right now who are really struggling with things, struggling with relationships, struggling with things on the job, struggling with being able to have, I say relationships, I'm talking family relationships or love relationships, relationships with children, relationships with business partners, really struggling because they are really falling up under some advice that is not so sound. It is critical that you pray about who it is that you take advice from. It is critical that you make sure that you test where your wisdom sources are coming from. And most importantly, it is critical that you do sit up under some sound wisdom. Because you know what? I guarantee you that there are others who have gone through some things that we're trying to get through right now. And their experiences and the knowledge that they gained in the process can truly help you and help you to give you that extra push that you need to be able to just survive in life. And like I always say, not just survive, but to thrive. Okay? So that's it. Just a little talk on wisdom, what you need to look for when you're trying to find sage wisdom, good counsel, and the importance of being able to sit up under somebody who's going to be able to lead you. And don't forget, you are wise even based upon the fact that you've experienced some things in the past. You need to pull from those things. You need to pull from those lessons and let them be the wisdom that you need to fuel your endeavors as well. All right. So that's it. Who you talking to? Make sure it's the right person. Don't go out and seek affirmations. Somebody who's going to affirm you all the time and not give you correction where needed and point you in the right direction. All right. That's it, guys. Go out, make it a great Thursday. Friday's around the corner. Get ready to rest, restore, and reinvigorate. Go out, no matter what you're doing, know that you are awesome just the way you are because of how you were designed. And because you are purposed to do something in this earth with that unique thumbprint that you have, because of all of that, you need to go out and touch something and make a difference. The world is depending upon you. And a good life is waiting for you to make the next step to make sure that you're moving and you're operating and you're working in purpose. All right. That's it. You guys have a great one. Before I sound off here, and I'm real bad at doing this, I want to make sure that I'm pulling in my comments. Hey, Dr. Tina, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Always faithfully tuning in, and I appreciate that. All right. You guys have a great one. Bye-bye. I see us over there on Instagram too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, you guys share this. Tell somebody to come on over and like the page so that they can hear Thought for Thursday and all the other things that we have going on during the week. And let me not forget to tell you, be sure to go over on the Facebook page to the Journey Share. It is a free community, the Journey Society. I just uploaded some brand new things over there that we're taking off on, and I would love to have you to be a part of them. Have a great day and a great weekend. Bye-bye.